Well, hello there, and welcome to Novella Sims. I'm Novi, and today I'm bringing you a speed build for The Sims 4 Get Famous. So, just so you guys know, I am not a builder. If I had my way, I wouldn't have even built this lot. Hopefully, someone else would have done it, and I would have been able to download it from the gallery. But what I had in mind is quite different, and it's not something that I'd seen any other builders do yet. I actually wanted to create three homes on one lot. And this is basically because in my Get Famous Let's Play, I have three characters that I wanted to play with. Initially, I was thinking about doing rotational play because Mirage Park, this area in Del Sol Valley where I'm building, it does actually have three lots. And I thought, oh, I could just build on all three and do rotational gameplay. But then when I realized the size of these lots, I realized they were actually quite big. And I thought, well, if these are sort of starter-upper characters, they're not going to have these massive homes. And when you look at the environment in Mirage Park, they're all quite small homes, very densely populated and right next to each other. And that's really what I wanted to do and what I wanted to recreate. So basically, I went ahead and used the biggest lot in Mirage Park, the vacuous green lot. It's a 50 by 40 lot, and I created three homes, each home for one of the characters in the Let's Play that I'm planning. Each of the homes have their own unique style, I would say. I definitely wanted to make sure they were quite different from one another, but yet really blended in with Mirage Park. Most of the homes in the area either have that sort of mid-century modern type of feel, or they have the typical, I think, American suburban home. And then there's also the Spanish style homes that we see in the area. So I definitely wanted to make sure that this build incorporated all of those elements that we see in Mirage Park. So one of the first things I do for the build is continue the sort of driveways that it looks like that they were planning to do, or the driveways that they've started. I actually have a conspiracy theory about Get Famous. In my mind, or this theory, I think that maybe they were thinking about bringing us cars in this expansion pack. I can't see any other reason why they would try and create these sort of driveways. And when you actually look at Mirage Park, the whole area is filled with cars. I wonder if maybe, they had thought about it and had started work on it, but maybe something went wrong. This is something that has happened before. I've heard the sim gurus talking about it. I know when they were making the toddler pack, I think it was, they actually envisioned having, I think, the toddler equipment snap to one another so you could actually create this massive thing, but it just didn't work. And they had spent so much time and energy trying to fix it. They had to scrap it in the end, and then they completely, never went back to the ball pit thing. James, the Sim Supply, has a video where he did that interview with Sim Guru Graham, and I think it's just great to see that insight. They are human, they can get things wrong, and sometimes you can plan a project and you can envision something and it just goes horribly wrong, but you have a deadline, so you have to try and just sort of get out what you can. My other conspiracy theory for Get Famous was that this perhaps wasn't meant to be an expansion pack. Maybe they were developing a game pack, but then wanted to add all these additional features, which is why it became an expansion pack. And that conspiracy theory is sort of based on the number of lots that we have in Del Sol Valley. It's definitely comparable to game packs rather than expansion packs. The number of lots that we have, they're definitely not enough, I would say, and I think a lot of simmers have said this in the community. Mirage Park only has three. The Pinnacles, which is the famous area, the posh area, only has three, and then we sort of have five public lots altogether. And other expansion packs have definitely had more lots available. And so that's sort of my conspiracy theory. I wonder why, maybe it started off as a game pack and they were going to introduce cars that would make it an expansion pack, and then it all probably went horribly wrong, but they won't tell us this. But maybe, further down the line, it might be revealed as to what they were thinking. I do think, well, fingers crossed we'll get cars next, because again, I just don't understand why they would have had those sort of driveways if they had not intended to use it. But anyway, on my video, I go ahead and sort of just create my own faux driveways. And then for the back house, it's more of a path than a driveway. I really love the aesthetic of that anyway. One of the things I wanted to do to make each of the homes their own is, again, just give them all different shapes. So the suburban sort of LA home, I think, just has a very typical, stereotypical like box shape. There's nothing very special about it. I did try with the Spanish home to give it like an octagon shape, again, just to create something different and create variety, but I don't think I got it to work in the end. And the mid-century modern, it is just a long box. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I am definitely not a builder, but I'm really glad that I tried and I came up with something that wasn't terrible. That's always my aim. Don't make things terrible and then you've already won. So I'm really proud actually that I managed to build all of these homes. I don't know why I picked such a massive project for my first big project on my channel, but go hard or go home, right? And I would say the homes aren't perfect, and that's because I do want the characters who live here to change it and to add their own stamp on it and put their own personalities on it. So I would say this build, it is available on Origin. My ID is Novella Sims. You can find that in the description below. So you can go ahead and download this, and my hope is that by the end of the series we'd have something a little bit different. Probably not by the end. By the end of the series, I want to be in the pinnacles. So by the time that they've accomplished what they want to accomplish, at least their initial goals, the homes will look a bit different, a bit better, and then I can upload a second version of this lot to the gallery. You can see in the build, I think when I did the Spanish home, you don't always get it right. So I think I ended up scrapping it and starting all over again, essentially, just because I couldn't quite get the shapes right. But I definitely tried to challenge myself, is what I would say, and still learn and incorporate different elements. One thing that I also gave a try was the terrain tools. It was really interesting to try these tools out for the first time. I really wanted to experiment with different levels and have all the homes have their own different levels, actually. The terrain tools are a really great addition. I think they're definitely a lot easier to use than the Sims 3 terrain tools, but don't quote me on that. Like I said, I'm not a builder, but it was just fun to experiment and then, you know, just have this new addition and have these different textures, I would say, it brings to the game, rather than just this sort of flat universe. I think it's a shame that it's taken, you know, 4 years to get this element into The Sims 4, but better late than never, I suppose. Now, one of the challenges that I experienced messing with the terrain tools was actually how it affects the roofing. You'll see in the video I do struggle with the Spanish style home, trying to get the roof on top of it. I think I had to pause at some point and actually go and Google how I could get it to work. And it's just because basically your rooms need to sort of be on the same level, I think. I don't know, the foundations can't change in between the homes when you're trying to do the roof. I think you have to do the roofing first and then change the foundations. Don't quote me on that though. I'm sure The Sims Apply probably has a really great tutorial that you can watch. I haven't watched it. But yeah, it was definitely a learning curve. This build took me hours. I think it took me like a whole Saturday to do, which is probably why I haven't been able to do any of my Sims 3 Let's Plays yet. But now that this is done and I get to play a bit of Get Famous, I'll be able to go back to my Sims 3 Let's Plays and get some new content on the channel. I'm really sorry it always takes me so long. Like I mentioned previously, I have quite an intense job. So Monday to Friday, I really don't have capacity to play The Sims. So it's just my weekends that I can really dedicate to doing my recording, my editing and uploading. And my God, does it take a long time. I didn't realize how long it takes to like edit videos and record. And because I'm a perfectionist, like even doing this audio recording, I will cut things out and I'll re-record and I'll try and do another bit again. And it's so time consuming, but it really is just something I do enjoy. And I hope that you enjoy it too, enough that you'll hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and comment below, interact with me, because it kind of makes it all worthwhile. Even though I don't mind doing this myself, it's my, my own little labor of love. It's always nice to know that there are some people out there who are enjoying it as well, and who enjoy that content. I have to say a big thank you to Sparkling Pixels. He's been absolutely amazing. Such a supportive person. I joined Twitter recently. I don't even have like a personal Twitter account. I created one, for this channel. I thought, oh, I should try and interact. And I joined, and I can't remember if he found me or I found him first, but like he retweeted and was like, hi Novella, and introduced me to the community, and a few people said hello. And wow, I have been missing out. You hear in videos and you hear about all the Sims community, but I had no clue what the Sims community truly was, and it really is filled with fantastic people. I realized that I've been missing out so much when I joined Twitter, and just to see everyone's tweets and everyone interacting and being so supportive, like it was just so overwhelming. I was like, are you people being real? Are you being fake? Like, I don't understand why everyone's so nice and everyone's so cool. And so I am having fun, and I am just kicking off and trying my best to provide content and interact with people. But I'm really quite socially awkward, is what I would say, especially on social media. I don't have a personal Facebook. I do have an Instagram and a Snapchat, but I think the last time I posted on Instagram was like May. I'm really not good with social media at all. But I'm hoping that being on YouTube and now joining Twitter and trying to be more interactive with the simming community will make me better in all of these things. Okay, so I don't really know where we are in the video. The video that I've kind of got in the background is not the video that I will be adding to this audio. But for the LA home, I think that's the one that I did the exterior for first. I definitely stick with a very stereotypical look. The windows have like shutters on them. I think I tried to put flower boxes on them, but I took them off in the end because it didn't really fit. It almost looked like it was trying to fit in Willow Creek more than Del Sol Valley. But like I mentioned, the exteriors of the home, they're not going to be, it's going to feel like maybe like there's an element missing, and truly it is. There is an element missing, and it's not until, the Sims living them a little bit and they can add their own style onto it where we get to see the homes really look like a home, is what I would say. In the end, with the LA suburban type home, I do go ahead and just scrap all the browns and turn them into white picket fences. The modern home, the mid-century modern home, is probably my favorite. Very simple, sleek, minimalistic. It's definitely the one I think I'm the most proud of. Maybe I'm most proud of the Spanish one, just because it was so freaking hard. There were so many times I wanted to give up, but I just kept going with it. I think definitely what I love the most about the mid-century modern home is the glass roof. It just allows so much light into the home. I have to admit, even when I bought Seasons, I didn't get a chance to play with the expansion pack. So this is the first time I'll be playing with a home that actually has like a glass roof. It's such a great addition to the game. And it really allows that home in particular and the character who lives there to bask in the sunlight, as it were. The mid-century modern home definitely is the sleekest of them all. It's definitely got that modern touch. And yeah, I really love it. I think it is my favorite. So when I get around to doing the Spanish style home, I definitely use a lot of the items from Jungle Adventure. I feel obviously they have the best Spanish influence and Latina influence objects, and I think it really brings the distinct character to that home. That home is definitely the biggest. It's bigger than what I thought it would be, and it's the only home that will have a backyard. Obviously, I didn't do the backyard in this video. It's definitely something that I expect Vanessa to do. She's the sim that will be living in that home. So by the time we upload part B of the home, it will be more complete, I feel. When I eventually get around to doing the landscaping, I incorporate the LA palm trees onto the lot. I do give the mid-century modern property some privacy with some bushes in front of those magnificent windows that it has. And I do go ahead and do some general landscaping, adding rocks to the areas and just some dry trees. It's not a lot, to be honest. It's very, very simple and minimalistic. But like I'm saying, this is a lot that will change and develop during the course of the Let's Play. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and stop talking and let you just enjoy the rest of the video. If you've managed to make it this far, thank you so much. I do hope you'll go ahead and subscribe, you'll like the video and comment on what you've enjoyed, and if you've got Get Famous, have you enjoyed it? What do you think of my conspiracy theories, seriously, about the number of lot sizes and also, you know, the intention to bring cars and having those sort of the starting of driveways? It's so weird. They must have been thinking about something. Let me know if you've had any conspiracy theories of your own. I'll let you go ahead and enjoy the rest of this video. It is just the exterior. I forgot to say, I probably should have said it at the very beginning. There is a part 2 that will have the interior of these homes. Like I said, it took me a whole freaking day. So we're talking about 9 hours of footage that I tried to squeeze into 1 hour. And obviously I had to put that across 2 different videos. But I do hope you've enjoyed watching. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button, and obviously comment down below. And like I've mentioned, I've joined Twitter now, so feel free to follow me on Twitter. Oh my god, I can't actually remember if I think I'm Novella Sims or Novella Sims YT. It will be in the description box to that below. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.